must never dial that number. Don't come round to my place. I change every lock and every key. You are free of any responsibility. I took this chance on your love. That's what I'll say when you are gone. That's what we'll show for our love. Don't cry for me, for I shed too many tears.
Well, hello. Yes, Coffee with Curmudgeons here. A little fashionably late because there's just a lot going on and behind the scenes with the wiring. Constantly, we were. Yeah. Well, I can explain it later. No reason to share what we're doing, the technical ideas and things. But in the meantime, I am with. Man who scored 29 points. 29 points, was it?
Yeah.
Against LeBron James last night. Jason Allen.
Yeah, hi. I may look a little short to you on camera, but really, I'm really 6'8".
Oh, wait.
No, I'm not.
That's not. It's not.
Well, yeah.
Jason Allen. That was C.J. McCollum.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry,
that's
I got you mixed up.
Sorry. We often get mixed up at family reunions and
I know, man.
Soirees around town. Hey, aren't you C.J. No, you're not.
Your game is just like his.
Can't help it.
His game.
Yeah, you know.
Right?
Yeah, like, you know. I came out of the womb playing basketball. I can't help it.
You got a basketball Jones.
You can. Sure.
Got a basketball Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that game last night.
Yeah, 11 straight now for Portland.
Yeah, I mean it was LeBron James versus the Blazers.
Yeah, 35 points in the first half alone.
He's LeBron James, but he just doesn't have anyone around him at this point. I mean, no offense to the rest of the team, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're out on injuries and all that stuff. So
Our numbers suddenly went down in Cleveland. You know, like
yeah, it's okay. I mean, there was see Sports Friday, and actually we're gonna have
Jay-Z, right?
yeah, I think next week,
Excellent.
because next week will be the Sweet 16, because this will go into the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So next week will be weekend, I think, is Sweet 16 when I looked at the brackets.
Nice. It'll be nice to have our intern back and full effect. That'll be nice.
And but yeah, we're so there was a bunch of sports. So there was LeBron James versus Trailblazers.
Yep.
And in that soccer, that international soccer, the Champions League, it was Lionel Messi versus Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
Same thing. Except that was 3-0. Shut up.
Wow.
Yeah. All of Chelsea and Lionel Messi. And he got first goal, 2 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah, 2 minutes, Messi.
He didn't waste much time.
No. Then he got another goal, and then he got the assist for the third goal. These guys he's LeBron James. I mean, he's the greatest players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
You know, that was fun to watch. It was not fun to.
Right.
But you know, it's like James. Well, LeBron, like what happened with him? He had this huge dunk. Like that's all the. Forget that the Blazers are on their 11 game winning streak. Forget that they're that they're playing. Lillard.
Oh, lights out ball, yeah.
I mean, they look great as a team.
Right.
LeBron gets this poster dunk over Nurkic. How do you say that guy's name? Nurkic?
Nurkic. I don't know. Nurkic, yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I knew something was up when they did their entrances. You know how the guys will get on both sides, and the guy will run down through the middle of, to get onto the court. The intro. I knew something was up when literally it was just LeBron running out. No other guy.
Yeah, I know.
Him and the ref.
Yeah.
It was a Friday, man.
It's Friday. I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm still battling through the, there's just March sucks.
Well, it's allergy season.
Sorry,
right?
March sucks. I'm not a fan of March. In all sorts of reasons, and I'm not going to get into it.
The Ides of March?
Yeah, it is the Ides of March.
Yeah.
And it should be good. March is like March Madness.
Yeah.
But everybody's cranky.
Yes.
The government's falling apart.
Yeah, literally as we speak.
What? No, you know what Doc Carnack's prediction will be?
Yes.
Trump will fire himself.
Ooh, that could happen. Yeah, unbeknownst to someone puts a sheet down in front of his desk, just signs it. Oops, I just fired myself.
Pence will walk in and go, "What happened?" I was at dinner with a woman, and my wife was next to me.
Right. If I, Don, if this is, you do really want to leave, I'm ready to take over. Okay, Mr. Pence.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's I don't know. Everyone seems really cranky right now.
Yeah. I
mean, so let's see what happened. Just a quick roundup of Trump. I can't remember last Friday.
Yeah.
Kudlow, the guy on CNBC, he's the new financial advisor, which he's actually starting. He's actually starting a new CNBC show. He's going to do the financial advisor on the White House there, and he's starting a new show called Kudlow on Cocaine.
Wow!
So that'll be interesting.
Wow, he's going in full bore on the reality TV.
It's a bad joke.
Cocaine.
Sorry. No, he has a big two cocaine stories.
Yeah.
In the news. So Kudlow is a recovering. He makes he's 15 years.
Yeah.
He just apparently almost went bankrupt or something.
Wow.
One of these Wall Street guys, right?
Cocaine will do that.
But he's clean. God love him. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a new financial advisor. And then this other guy, the head of ESPN, he suddenly stepped down. And everyone's like, "What's that about?"
Yeah.
He was being blackmailed, extortion by his dealer. Wow.
Yeah. It happens, I guess.
Didn't y'all listen to that Eric Clapton song?
They should have listened to Eric.
Come on.
They never listen to Eric.
She don't lie. She don't.
cocaine.
Cocaine. No, 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 no.
When you're head of the ESPN. And you're
I know.
doing lines.
Oof. Anyway. Sorry, that was uncalled for, that Kudlow joke, but whatever.
Whatever.
But I mean, it's just in the news.
Yeah. Then Tillerson goes.
Well, yeah, he was. Was he went? No, he went out over the weekend after our show.
Yeah.
But he's been on the list. Gary Cohen was on the list, as you know.
Yeah.
And then McMaster.
He's ready to go too. So is Kelly.
The CIA guy. What?
Oh, Pompeo.
Pompeo.
Now.
And then we got Torture Lady.
Yeah, Torture Lady.
Oh yeah. I don't think my prediction. I don't think that one's going to go.
I don't think she's going to be confirmed either.
Because three reasons: Democrats.
Yeah.
Rand Paul, who came out flat out,
Yeah.
and Senator John McCain.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's not going to end well if McCain comes out and says, it was one of the darkest periods of American history.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's got a point.
And I know half the country's like, no, get the bad guys or whatever. It's the thing is the people involved with that say it doesn't work. In fact, what works better, what has always proven to work better, is buddy up with a guy. Take the extra money and give him like a Mercedes or something and go, hey, buddy, come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Butter him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I got an idea. This is great networking too, right? We lock them up in Guantanamo and just force feed them our show 24/7.
They would talk. That's like when they that's what they played Van Halen for Noriega down in Panama.
See, that's got style right there.
Yeah. I always liked that one. I loved that idea. I was like, yes.
Captain, come over here. Yeah, what's going on, man? The guy's in his compound. He ain't coming out. What do you want to do? I don't know. Let me think for a minute. We need something out of the box here. Hey, you got your Van Halen CD over there in Humvee? Let's go to get him out.
So he was in his palace or something, was it? He was kind of holed up. Yeah, and the Americans were, come on out. You've been convicted.
He was doing a Scarface thing where he's in his mansion. He's like got his guns and everything,
and so we wanted him to come out. Yeah. So what we did is the military. We surrounded it, and rather than firing or whatever, they just got some loudspeakers out and played Van Halen 24/7, really loud.
It works.
And my comment back then was, how do you know he's not a Van Halen fan?
Right.
I mean, right? He could have just been like, oh, Drop Dead Legs, I love this. You know?
Jamie's crying.
Yeah.
He's yelling out from his bedroom window, hey, can you do Jamie's crying next?
Yeah.
Or, hey, running with the devil out there. Maybe they psyched him out so bad because maybe he wasn't a David Lee Roth fan. Maybe he was a Van Halen, Sammy Hagar fan, right? And so he's got all mad that way.
Exactly. Oh, good point.
See, you never know.
See, I think that would be... Look, if you're going to do the torture thing, do it the humane way. Or you could say not humane way. But like you and I, we could be in charge of the torture, right?
We could do that.
It would be a playlist, right? It's you're going to get YMCA 24/7 for 7 days,
Tiny Tim. Tiny
Tim.
We're getting them out there.
They'll talk. They'll be spilling the beans after 2 or 3 hours.
Sure. A nice healthy dose of Captain and Tennille.
Mm-hmm. Little muskrat love.
Muskrat love. Yeah. I dare anyone not to lose their sanity over muskrat love.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go out. And maybe it's raining men 24/7 too,
That's right. The weather girls. Oh, yeah. Little Peaches and Herb. A lot of good stuff.
Reunited because it feels so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the whole, we would basically go out and go, because there's records all, now vinyl, the record, I don't know about your kid, but that's all the rage. The kids are the vinyl.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're buying new vinyl, but go to the record stores now because the old stuff is getting premium. But we'll dumpster dive and find like the Danny Terrio, what was it, Dance Fever, Disco Dance?
Yes.
We'll find that, and we'll have we'll just have disco hits going on 24/7. They'll talk. They'll talk. They'll say anything. It's like, just make it stop.
But there is a line that we can't cross, and it was put in. I don't know.
Pericomo?
Well, no, even worse.
Because I'm thinking Pericomo. A line you cannot cross. That would be. We would be in chains up at The Hague.
We would.
Against the international court. It's like
crimes against humanity.
Pericomo.
Now there's one
every day, 24/7. This is inhumane.
Yeah, there's one line we won't cross. In fact, it was put down in there when we were doing our things against torture. Right? Wait. Yeah.
Don't tell me, Leonard Nimoy, the song of Bilbo Baggins.
Close. Close. But we swore we would never use nukes or play Air Supply 24/7.
Ooh, Air Supply.
Yeah, it's All Out of Love, So Lost Without You, and it's just it is what it is. Yeah. Well, it could be William. How about Pat Boone too? We could.
How about a little William Shatner, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
That's only if he's high on acid, right?
Yeah.
You only break that out in case of LSD.
You know, speaking of music.
Yeah.
And dead icons.
Yes.
That had nothing to do with William Shatner. William Shatner, as we know, as far as we know, is alive and well right now.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Just want to make that clear.
That's right.
It's not what kind of world do we live in? Yeah. So first, we don't know. The musical chairs in the government, which Trump says he likes. He's like, I'm loving this. Yeah. I mean, come on, folks. The people who voted for him, he was on a show where his tagline was, "You're fired."
Right, yeah.
What did you expect, right? Okay.
Sure.
So we got that.
Okay.
In this, and we had a huge loss, huge death, Stephen Hawking. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
And a new album dropped.
Yeah.
By the late Jimi Hendrix.
That's right.
I listened to it.
Both Sides of the Sky. How is that?
It's actually pretty darn good.
Good, yeah.
I mean, it's like I was like we were kind of looking for the personnel. It has a lot of Electric Ladyland to me is one of the best albums of all time. Mm-hmm. I mean, rock, whatever. Mm-hmm. You just turn the lights out, put some candles on, whatever. Yeah. Put that album on and just sit and listen.
Oh yeah,
it's haunting. I mean, Voodoo Child and all that stuff.
Right.
There's a lot of tunes that kind of play off. There's some that are almost like, oh, this could have almost been on Electric Ladyland.
Yeah.
Others are really bluesy, because he was getting so kind of bluesy.
He was drifting back into the blues, yeah.
You know what that kind of was? Interestingly enough, I was kind of like listening to it and I go, I mean, he influenced him, not the other way around, but it's like, do you hear what Stevie Ray Vaughan was doing? And you're hearing Hendrix, and you can, because Stevie kind of really, that was his go-to,
Yeah, you can follow the map.
Yeah, and you can hear it. You can hear it in some of the tunes.
Yeah.
Because it was like, gosh, I was like, listen, it's like, I could almost hear Stevie Ray Vaughan playing this Hendrix tune.
Yeah.
It had that kind of thing. But I like Hendrix, so I thought it was a pretty good, I mean, it's a heck of a compilation.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. It's like they just found some tapes somewhere. Hey, look, what are these tapes? Oh, I don't know.
Right.
Should we tape over it? No. Oh, it says Jimi Hendrix. Let's put this on and see what this is.
Right. Well, Biff down at the studio, he was rummaging 2 or 3 in the morning, and he saw this dirty shoebox and decided he was going to taking a gander at it. And lo and behold, there's some lost Hendrix tapes.
I'm not going to believe me. This show is way too short for me to talk about Jimi Hendrix and found tapes because when I was younger, they had actually released a new Hendrix album like in 20 years, and it was some kind of anniversary.
Yeah,
his death, and I actually have that. We went out and bought that. That was back when vinyl. You still bought vinyl. It's called 9 to the Universe, and there's a bunch of jams on there. Mm-hmm. So not since then. And there's been different kind of
a song here.
This live recording here, this here, that there. But I think this was the first one that all of a sudden it's like, hey, there's going to be this new Jimi Hendrix studio album coming out. Mm-hmm. Check it out. Mm-hmm. And it was like, wow, okay.
I got to listen to that. I haven't gotten to it.
I don't even know what's it called.
Both Sides of the Sky.
Both Sides of the Sky. See, thanks for that. See, I didn't even know. I just was like, well, we're going to put this on. It's like, okay. And the other thing,
Yeah.
you know, because it's digital, it's getting on the iTunes, whatever it is, like wherever you find digital music is sold. But to me, I was like, this, you need to go get this on vinyl. Because like the Electric Ladyland, when I listen to it, I realize now it's like, now I'm like the kids. It's like, no, it sounds better on vinyl.
Right.
You know, it just
Some
does.
albums were made to be played on vinyl.
Well, Hendrix.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Hendrix music is definitely made.
Yeah.
To listen to on vinyl.
Yeah.
So, in fact, now I want to go listen to it again. Actually, I'll just leave you here, and I'm going to go listen to Hendrix and drink my coffee.
Okay.
And then,
Actually, we're just gonna leave Aaron here.
Yeah.
And then we'll just walk out.
Well, I was gonna mention Stephen Hawking.
Stephen,
because we have to.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
We gotta address him. Yeah.
So so he died.
That's a blow. Yeah.
Now what was it? Was it Einstein's birthday? So we had Pi. They had Pi Day.
Yeah.
Which is March 14th, 3/14.
Yeah.
And I think the day before is Einstein's birthday, because everyone was talking about the 13th.
Yeah.
And then it had kind of dropped late at night that he had passed away.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's. I was sitting there. I'm like, wow, Stephen Hawking, man. And then, but the story that I saw, I mean, 76 years old.
Yeah.
And so I immediately went to, you know, for the guy that, you know, had to live this unbelievably hard life in a wheelchair, the voice box, 76 years old. God bless him. You know?
Well, he was diagnosed with I think it's the ALS or whatever, the Lou Gehrig's, is that it?
Yeah.
Which just pretty much shuts down all your nervous system.
Yeah.
You can't walk. And of course we know famously, I don't think any of us really know what his voice really ever sounded like. I'm sure you could look at it in the archives, but all we know of Stephen Hawking is in the wheelchair, and he's got the computer for the voice, you know.
He could have been a crooner for all we know.
Yeah. So he got that early on when he was in college.
Yeah.
And he would, you know, he was given, the survival rate is like very short. Right. So he was given very little time to live. They said, you know, this is fatal, and basically your body's going to shut down and you're going to die. Yeah. And he lived to be 76.
Yeah.
And do all the work, and which is how that's part of you know, his legacy, is that he lived that long.
I mean, here he is, one of the finest minds ever, you know, and he's done all this real, just crucial and prestigious work. And here I am, normal. I know. Yeah, normal. And listen, my wife is she's not happy. She's amazed if I get out of bed okay in the morning. You know? Well,
I mean, yeah, it's like what Grandma always used to say. You know, it's like I'm whining about the coffee's too cold or whatever. And she's like, Stephen Hawking can't even. He's got a computer for a voice, and he's in a wheelchair and can't move, and he's.
Mom, I'm tired of you always bringing up Stephen Hawking.
I know, exactly. Yeah. And he's.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Discovered the black holes in the thing. It's like, what are you doing?
What have you done today?
Well, I just figure the more privileged you are, the more you can whine about your life.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Mom. The rich, right?
Yeah.
They whine.
Yeah.
They whine. It's like, I'm sure Prince Charles is like, Booby, there's not enough sugar in the tea. I can't believe it. This is a disaster. You know, it's like the Spinal Tap thing, right?
Who took the last stone?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I can't live with this anymore. Oh, look, Professor Hawking has died.
Right, the temperamental actor. I can't work like this.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But, so he did a lot of things. People were sad, and they should be.
Yeah.
I will say, and I tried to look it up, and I can find the website, and they have links to all their lectures, but the two links where I'm sure, and there may be a poster somewhere. I was hoping to get it in the archive.
Yeah.
If I find the poster, Jason, I will frame it, and it will go up here in the studio.
Excellent.
In the early 90s. I want to say 92, 93, maybe 93, maybe 94, somewhere. I'm vague on the date.
Okay.
I went to the Childs Center at the University of Portland. And we sat on the bleachers
Yeah.
We paid for this, and there was a stage set up, and they played Also sprach Zarathustra, which is the theme to 2001. Dun, 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 and the lights went up, and Stephen Hawking rolls out on his wheelchair
Yeah.
and lectured.
Wow.
So, like I said, I was in a room with Stephen Hawking and a couple thousand of my other Portlanders.
Did you get the tour T-shirt?
No, they didn't have one.
Yeah, because
They didn't have one. I
I was
didn't.
imagining him, they got him in the wheelchair.
Yes,
And he's doing the
of
horns up,
Exactly. They should
Tour
have.
94.
Yeah, it was. I told my girlfriend at the time. I saw this, and this is kind of. I mean, there was internet, but it wasn't. There was the web, but nobody was. There was no.
Yeah.
There was kind of a web, but it wasn't. There was nothing. Okay.
It was made, at that time, it was just a bunch of Stanford scientists.
You basically found out about this by walking past the bookstore and seeing the poster in the window, and it was like, oh, damn, Stephen Hawking is in Portland talking. And I told my girlfriend, we got to get tickets. And what were the tickets cost? I mean, they were probably not even $20.
$5 and a song and a dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So I scrambled and I was like, I got to go see this.
Yeah.
And I was basically like, this is as if, I told her, I said, this is as if you had the opportunity to go see Einstein talk.
Yeah.
This is a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And we were into these lectures. Mm-hmm. I saw a few other people, Dawkins and some other folks. Yeah. And so I said, you guys see it. So got the ticket. Glad I did. I mean, just, he's like you said, it's like the T-shirt, the tour T-shirt, and he's like was the superhero of science,
I think I remember that.
He's like the David Lee Roth of science. It's
right. He is the David
You know what?
Roth.
They should have, forget the 2001. It should have been like Beautiful Girls. And,
why not? He just comes rolling out to Panama. Panama. He comes rolling out. I remember that tour, and that's if I remember correctly, didn't Blue Oyster Cult open for him?
Yeah. It'd be like,
God,
ladies and gentlemen, straight from atheism, it's Stephen Hawking, presented by KGON.
The best things out of that night was his
explosions. It's like Kiss, right? Oh! He turns the wheelchair and you see flame coming out of it. Wait a minute,
sparks flying out.
Like the little, blood and stuff.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe kabuki makeup. I don't know. This is horrible. We're actually talking about Stephen Hawking, and he just died.
Right.
But he had a hell of a sense of humor.
He did.
He guest starred on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Mm-hmm. He was on The Simpsons. Am I correct?
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah.
And was he on Family Guy too? Because Seth MacFarlane is.
They would make fun of him every now and again. I have no idea whether he.
But he had a sense of humor.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he did.
I mean, a very But if you want to know anything about his life, a couple of years ago there was a movie Academy. It was in the Academy Awards, just like we just got through I want to say a couple of years ago. Yeah. I believe it's called The Theory of Everything. Yeah. Eddie Redmayne, young actor, plays Stephen Hawking, and the gal from the Star Wars movie plays the wife.
Oh, okay.
And it's based on her book, and it's not so much. I went to watch it like it was science. It's more personal stuff. Yeah. More about his life, about living with ALS, about his wife, all the things. It was a fantastic film. Redmayne himself won the Academy Award for portraying him. I mean, I couldn't believe it. There's a scene where he goes down the stairs. Yeah. And he's entirely, can't move, and you're just like, wow, It's a good movie. Really, really good movie.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I think that year we had actually Benedict Cumberbatch in the Alan Turing movie and that, so we had two big Imitation Game and The Theory of Everything. So they were both kind of competing. So it was like, wow, there's two really cool science movies about people in science that are really good, played by really good actors too.
Why can't we have really cool names like Benedict Cumberbatch? That is like one of the best names ever.
Well,
I mean, my name's totally vanilla. I want something with character. I think for the rest of the show, I should be called Benedict Cumberbatch.
I still like C.J. McCollum.
Okay.
Actually, I'd like to just replace you with C.J. McCollum because no offense.
No, I would like to replace myself.
Like 29? Was it 29? 30? No, I can't remember.
29 points.
29 points.
29. Yeah.
That's good for something, right?
It's got to be.
I'm kidding.
Well, yeah. Hey.
Speaking of replacing things and show stuff, so we actually do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the rest of the news, but I think we're pretty much puts away. I mean, the apocalypse is on us, folks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now that Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
Like,
He was our last
bye.
buffer, against impending doom. Now,
Well, actually, we might be able to discuss this with our guest.
Yes.
This might be up the
right
in the bailiwick. Would you say? No, what is that called?
It might be in his bailiwick.
Yeah.
It might be in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, wheelhouse. Wheelhouse is better.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a bailiwick is. I could be something bad.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, Aaron shared right before the show started. He said, "Hey, I got a secret. It's not known yet. I'm keeping this to myself.
Secret.
But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm writing a new book, and the book is entitled "What to Do in the Middle of an Apocalypse." And it turns out,
I like it.
It turns out, chapter 1 is "Kill the Guys from Coffee with Curmudgeons."
Well, now, calm down.
I was just flattered.
No, we're
The secret's out now.
Yeah, I think we're more like the modern day streaming equivalent of the prophets of the Old Testament.
Right.
In a way, in a funny, more humorous way.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, Coffee with Curmudgeons. I'm Ezekiel. With me, as always,
Yes, exactly.
Elijah.
Exactly. And you're all going to die for worshiping that gold calf. But hey, meanwhile in the news, what the Blazers post up this week? Yeah, no, we get toga robes and stuff.
We could. Yeah, they're in togas. You're like, hey, we're going to go to the Moses cam and see what he's doing up on Sinai.
Oh, geez.
Moses, come on in.
Speaking of Moses,
Our action chopper. We're going to go up there and Chet, I'm seeing a burning bush down there. I don't know what that means. No, anyway.
So we should introduce. You keep teasing it.
Sorry.
So why don't you tell us who we have here today?
Yes.
And we're excited.
We are.
And like I said, I'll describe my theory that I think we are in the parallel universe since they turned on that Large Hadron Collider.
Ooh.
Anyway, so who do we have?
Well. Okay. One of the coolest things you can do this spring is go to the Oregon Ghost Conference. Huge fan. Paranormal is, this gets back to me back in, when I used to listen to Art Bell way back in the day, And I said, hey, I love the paranormal. And then I talked about paranormal. I get a telekinetic thing from Heidi, right? It's almost like a Jedi mind trick.
Right.
You must, Aaron, have Aaron on. Oh, I must have Aaron on. So anyway, Aaron Collins, how you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. I'm thrilled, tickled pink that this is coming up. Every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's growing. Before it's done, I think Rocky's going to turn this into a phenomenon.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about the Oregon Ghost Conference.
Okay.
Since I referenced it.
Yes.
And give us the when, where, and all the info right off the bat.
Well, this year, for the last couple of years, this will be our third year at Seaside, Oregon, and it's at the Civic Convention Center. It'll be actually next weekend, not this weekend, but March 23rd through the 25th.
Yes.
And it is going to be phenomenal. This is our biggest year yet. We're expecting at least 2,500 people, if not 3,000 at least, to come through. As you know, Rocky started in Oregon City, and he and William Becker started the Oregon Ghost Conference together. So now we are absolutely huge. We've got so much going on at the Oregon Ghost Conference. We have speakers, we have teachers, we have vendors, we actually have a paranormal kids zone this year, which I'm very excited about. Rocky and I have been teaching a kids class for the last few years together since my first Oregon Ghost Conference.
Yeah.
And he's a high school art teacher and loves teaching kids, and so as do I. And we decided this year we're going to go bigger and better. Last year, with my tech guy from Paranormal Crossings, I do a show, Paranormal Crossings. He and I put together a green screen during our class last year, and with that green screen, we had the kids come up and in front of a camera, and behind them they had a green screen, and we had like a haunted house, that kind of stuff. And the kids absolutely, and the parents loved it. So this year we decided, you know what, let's do the same thing, but let's put it on the main stage area, in that vendor area where everyone else is, and let's actually have the kids where they can take pictures. And so we're offering that to the kids this year, so they can have pictures taken with the green screen or whatever we put in the background, and email it to the parents so that they can have something to take with them this year from the Ghost Conference. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Hey, tell me about a little bit about some of the vendors and some of the attractions you're going to have down here at the Ghost Conference. I went a couple of years ago when I think it was the last year that it was up in Oregon City. And I was just amazed by the breadth of the variety. Oh yeah, I mean, it literally touches on every facet you'd think that's in the paranormal.
Oh, definitely.
And it kind of blew my mind that there were just so many different things to touch on, and so many things to visit and enjoy. That talk a little bit about that.
Okay, you know, we have so many different types of people that come to the Oregon Ghost Conference. We have people selling necklaces such as stones, quartz crystals. We have authors selling their books. For me, my team, which is Northwest Paranormal Investigative Team and Ghost and Girls Paranormal, we are the sponsoring teams this year for the Oregon Ghost Conference for the first time. We decided to go big.
Yeah.
It's about time. I'm also a part of the planning committee for the Oregon Ghost Conference. So we decided to sponsor this year. We really believe in the Oregon Ghost Conference. So we'll be selling T-shirts and some of our swag at the Oregon Ghost Conference. A lot of the teams that'll be there will be selling their swag. We have other things like June Lundgren, who is an international author, psychic medium. You know who she is very well. Yeah. She makes black salt, and she teamed up with Wendy Stanton Phillips, who's also part of Ghost and Girls and NW Paranormal. They're making necklaces with the black salt in it. They'll be selling those. Yeah. There's just a huge variety of different items that will be sold at the Oregon Ghost Conference this year. Many authors, a lot of my friends that are authors there. Jeff Davis will be there. Karen Fraser will be there. Nicole Strickland out of San Diego, huge authority on, one of the leading authorities on the Queen Mary.
Yes.
So very excited to see her again this year.
I love this because it is literally the creme de la creme of all the Northwest big shots in paranormal. I mean, everyone knows their stuff. I mean, I could sit down and talk to Jeff Davis for years on end. Because,
absolutely.
He's very historically bent. You know, and he knows his stuff, and he's such a great speaker. And of course, I love June, man. June's awesome. And I just love that you have, like, literally anyone who's anyone in the paranormal Northwest. I mean, this is the show to go to.
Absolutely. You know, Seth Michael and Aurora, you know, they do gallery readings. We have something new. You know, we try to do something new each year. One of the things that we sat down and talked about, we got so many applications this year, like every year, for teachers and vendors and people like that. One of the things we got was Rocky and I were invited to a seance this year. Actually, it was last year, and it's a Jewish gentleman. His name is Yasser, and he invited us to his home, and it was phenomenal. What an amazing experience! A bunch of random people invited to this seance, and he put in an application to do a seance at the Oregon Ghost Conference. So he will be there. He's also going to teach a class as well. So we've gotten great responses from this.
Yeah. So the Ghost Conference is 3 days in total, right?
Correct.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Correct.
The Seaside Convention Center?
Correct.
Awesome. because I know that it just blew up. I was astounded when I went to the Oregon City one, how how much it had grown and was doing well. I can't even imagine what it's now like down at the Seaside. I mean, what's next? Do you see, like, maybe in the future the Ghost Conference maybe moving to the Oregon Convention Center, something like that breadth and scope?
Absolutely. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
Okay.
And the excitement that I felt in Seaside, I was just there not that long ago. I had to conduct more business down in Seaside for the Oregon Ghost Conference. And some of the folks that I talked to down there are so excited to have us back. They've embraced us with open arms. They love the fact that, of course, we bring in tourism, but we just bring a whole new level of excitement.
Yeah.
And it's not scary. I mean, sure, some paranormal, people think, oh gosh, it's scary, but we bring a whole new level to it. It's more of an awareness and an understanding. There's such rich history at the coast. I mean, everywhere really, but in Seaside specifically. So we're bringing a whole new level of tourism to Seaside, being with the paranormal. In fact, the Seaside Development wants to team up with us in October for a Halloween event that they have, which shocked me. Yeah. So, it's all about awareness. And it's exciting. And, we want to relate to families. So, this year with the Paranormal Kids Zone, I'm going to do a presentation from 2 to 3 for kids on how to use some of the paranormal equipment. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a whole vast array of equipment for kids to use hands-on. I'm going to teach them how to use it, and my lovely assistant, who's also part of my team, her name is Heather. We call her Boo. That's her nickname. And we're going to show kids how to use some of the equipment and actually kind of play around with it a little bit.
That's awesome.
And Ghostbusters. They are actually going to be there this year on Saturday.
Nice.
And you can read all about this on the Oregon Ghost Conference website, which is OregonGhostConference.com, which I think Doc just had up a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we've got the we got the schedule up here too.
Awesome.
So you're talking about Friday. So it looks like it starts Friday, March 23rd.
Yes.
We're looking at this schedule here. You've got a main stage.
Yes. So we have the main stage. We have, and you'll see in the event schedule that there's classrooms where other speakers and teachers will be. Mm-hmm. We've got the gallery readings, like I mentioned. We also have Friday and Saturday night, we have investigations, which I'm one of the lead investigators for.
Yeah.
We have 2 locations. We have the bridge tender that we're going to be investigating, which we've done the last 2 years. Katie and Leroy, who own the bridge tender, have been absolutely phenomenal in allowing us to investigate there. Yeah. Such a great space. Mm-hmm. It was a brothel at one time. Such rich history there. We are also investigating the Seaside Bath and Salt place, which is also, it's 2 doors down. They also own that location, mm-hmm. Which is high in paranormal activity. We also have the walking tours. So Rocky and Jeff and I'll actually be doing walking tours as well this year. Excellent. And then, gosh, we've got so much. We have the bonfire.
Yeah, Ghost Stories by the Bonfire.
That's always fun. There. People love doing that. And everybody.
It's out on the beach, right?
Yeah, no, it's not led by anybody in particular. We just all stand around, and whoever wants to tell ghost stories, people just really get involved and tell ghost stories. It's awesome.
What? Let me ask you a question. As an investigator and as just an aficionado of paranormal, what is it about that, especially our psyche, that we like to be scared?
I think and I'm no doctor, it releases something in our brains that just, it's kind of like getting excited. It's kind of like when you walk into a room and the goosebumps jump up. Yeah. It's that type of feeling. My first experience was 10 years old, and I'll never forget it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
That was my next question.
Then I'll save that story. But it's just, it's something that everyone experiences. Yeah. Not everyone likes to get scared. There's a difference between doing an investigation and having the goosebumps and not being terrified, but being intrigued by whatever's there and searching and investigating, and then being terrified and scared to death.
Yeah.
Definitely a big difference between that.
Right. And plus, I think I find that human beings as humans, we love a good mystery, right? Something that can't be explained, something that can't be put in a box. We want to figure out why, you know? And I love the fact that if you love the paranormal, or even if you like, well, it's kind of interesting, I wouldn't mind, you can go to a place like the Oregon Ghost Conference and literally in one area have all your questions addressed, no matter where it's from. I mean, I love the Bigfoot sightings. I love the UFO sightings. I love the ghost hunting. I love all that stuff. And so you can go there and make a whole weekend of it, you know.
Right.
And I think that's fabulous. Now, Mr. Collins.
Yes, sir.
10 years old.
Yes.
Okay. And 10 years old, I mean, you're not quite a teenager yet, so you still have the child in you and stuff. What happened, and tell me about your reaction to it as a 10-year-old child, you know?
I was, excuse me, I was staying at a friend's house, spending the night, and got up during the night to use the restroom, and as soon as I was done, I opened the door, and a woman walked past me, and she had no face. It's the only way to describe it. It was skin pulled over her skull. Yeah. There was no definition for eyes or a mouth, but there was a nose, but no definition as far as nostrils. Yeah. It absolutely terrified me. Her hair was very long and dark. She had a very long, dark dress. His mother did not look like that. His mother did have a face. And so, as terrified as I was, the funny thing is when I came down to the restroom, no lights were on. It was very dark. His house was a couple of doors down from mine, and it mirrored my house. So I could find it in the dark, no problem. But after I turned the light off, after she walked by, just out of sheer terror, I mean, reaction, my hand just hit the light, I could see. It turned out I looked down the hallway quickly, and the drapes were open. And they weren't open before, and the moon was shining so bright, it was shining all the way down the hallway. Wow. Needless to say, she disappeared at the end of the hall, and I quickly ran to his room, leaped into his bed across the room. He had a little love seat that he was sleeping on, and gracious enough to let me sleep in his bed. Well, for 35 years, I had wondered and searched, and out of curiosity, what that was. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was asked to do my story for an article for a paranormal magazine in Canada, and after I emailed my story, and I had ended it with, for 35 years I'd been searching. This was many years ago. I'd been searching for what this was, and the woman who wrote the story is a psychic, and she said, "I know who this is. I know what that woman was." And I said, "You've got to be kidding me. What are you talking about?" And she said, as a young girl, she played in cemeteries. And while playing in the cemetery with spirits, she saw a woman, similar in description, but not exactly as far as dress or anything, but no face, to the T.
Wow.
And she asked the other spirits, "Who is this woman?" And they told her, "That's the unmother." And she said, "What does that mean, the unmother?"
Yeah.
What happened was she passed, and since she passed, she's been looking for her children. She's been looking for her children for so long, she lost her own identity. Which that immediately made sense. Of course, I started tearing up because for 35 years, I'd been wondering, what in the world did I see? Yeah. And so it made sense, but it made me sad.
The thing about the paranormal that's always fascinated me is everybody, literally everybody has a story.
Right.
It's not like, well, there are things, even the most skeptical of skeptics, there's a couple things that, like, well, I don't have an answer to that.
Right.
Isn't that really just that is the end game of all researchers, is trying to find answers.
Right.
And I love that. And I love the fact that if you have any questions at all, you can go down to the Oregon Ghost Conference and talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
And maybe even be a part of something in the future.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
I know we talked a little bit about the schedule, and we were showing the schedule here. That leads you up to a question of going down to talk to somebody, can you tell us a couple of the highlighted speakers and people that would be down there? I'm just looking at the schedule here too.
Sure. We have so many wonderful speakers that are going to be there. I know that
you got opening Rocky Smith.
Yeah, Rocky, of course, the director who started it. He's great. Rocky's really put all of his heart and soul into this conference. And towards the end of the planning of the conference, he's pretty much a basket case. He does so much.
That's kind of how it works. Right?
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. He's such a great man to put so much into this.
Yeah.
And he does it because he it's from the heart.
Clyde Lewis is going to be there on Saturday, the radio host.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be on Clyde Lewis next week.
Okay.
Again, I've been on his show several times. He's a great guy. He'll be there speaking. I know that. Let's see. Nicole Strickland will be a speaker. We just talked about her.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
Historical conjuring. Oh, that's
exploring the
parlor magic.
Parlor magic. That's interesting. There's a large write-up about it. I don't know. I've had other people ask me about it, and I don't know a lot about it. That'll be interesting. I'd like to check that out myself.
Okay.
There's so much going on, and I'm not here to convince people to believe what I believe, but check it out for yourself.
Right.
I'll let you decide.
Yeah. We're looking at the site, showing the site here. It's just jam packed.
Absolutely.
It's at OregonGhostConference.com is where you go. That's easy enough to look at, OregonGhostConference.com, and you can look at the info yourself. You don't need me to do it.
Yeah.
No, but tickets go so fast. The second we
is it sold out?
Up, the fast pass, or not fast, the first class passes are sold out online. But you can buy tickets at the door. It's $10 at the door. For 12 and over, and, or actually, 13 and over. 12 and under are free.
Okay.
And that's to get into the vendor and speaker area, the main stage area. So once you get in there, then...
So that's where the main stage and then the vendors are, is in the presentations.
Right.
And there's all the offshoot stuff. That's great.
And the classes are, for 1 hour, the classes are $12, and the 2-hour classes are $20. But some of them are selling out, and some have already sold out. Just check the event schedule, and just go online and check us out. We've so much going on that weekend. So
again, that's I want to make sure people see this site here, OregonGhostConference.com, and then we got Facebook and Twitter and stuff you can look at as well. But awesome. But that's where you can get all that. And it's out in Seaside too. That's
Who
not too
doesn't
bad.
want to go to the beach?
Right.
I know. The weather's been pretty good, right? I don't know if it's been pretty good out there. It doesn't matter. Oregon Coast is great.
It's Oregon.
Honestly, I would rather go to the Ghost Conference where it's stormy.
I know.
At the
that just
coast.
adds to it.
Oh man, as a kid, I used to go out, you do the family trip and then no one's around. The typical Northwesterner vacation in the cabin or in the house, and it's stormy.
Oh yeah.
And you're alone up in the attic. Believe me, I had my own experiences. And what did I bring with me to read as a kid? The Hardy Boys.
Oh, of course. Oh my gosh. So the whole collection.
Yeah. So you're sitting there reading the Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah.
With a flashlight in a beach house, and you hear the crashing waves and the storm coming
and the creaking of the house.
I saw my share of a few.
Oh yeah.
Faceless people. Oh, somewhere. I don't know. Do you get I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Do you get skeptic people? Skeptics come in and
all the time.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
I mean, believe it or not, Yeah. I think that's what makes us as good investigators. If we went into every case and every situation thinking, oh, there's a ghost, we wouldn't be good investigators. But I love skeptics. Absolutely. And when we do the investigations at the Ghost Conference, we get a lot of skeptics.
Yeah.
And some of them leave no longer skeptics.
Right. Well, I like that too, because when you're skeptical, you're asking questions, and if you're asking questions, at least for the most part, you're open up enough to find those answers wherever they are, and if it ends up changing your mind, which I have a hard time not getting your mind changed after, talking to the great people who do this. I think that's great. I hope people go down there with some healthy skepticism, because that means they want to explore and really delve into it. And that is awesome. Oregon Ghost Conference next weekend.
Last year I had a lady on my one of my two investigations. She actually went both nights, Friday and Saturday night, and it changed her because of the experiences that she had. And in fact, she's a children's book author. And because of the experiences she had, she ended up writing a paranormal book. And so I believe she's finished now. And so she's going to be there at the Ghost Conference this year. But this time she's actually doing a class, or she's actually speaking this year. Her name is Cheryl. And so I'm very excited to have her back. We've kept in contact over the year. I've met so many people over the last 4 years through the Ghost Conference, and some have become very close friends. It's been amazing. Just amazing group of people, really.
Right. I still I got to sit down with William Becker and get a past life.
Oh, he's an amazing man.
I know. I got to sit down and talk to him. I also got to get a hold of June, because June is fabulous. And Jeff Davis, I got to get to one of your walking tours, man.
Yes.
I know a couple times I had scheduled, but last minute something would happen or whatever. I got to do that.
Yeah, it's a fun tour. I did that. I did that twice. One for Paranormal Crossings, because the show that I do, I wanted to do a teaser type of promotion for him. So I interviewed him, and we did part of the walking tour. And then I scheduled a private group. And so a bunch of us went on his walking tour, and it was phenomenal. He does a great job. Jeff's just hands down an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And William Becker, he has been on my show before. He and I are great friends. We did an investigation, thanks to Jeff Davis, put this investigation together up in Astoria at the Commodore Hotel. And that was amazing. We had such a blast. In fact, William and I, that was the first time he and I had ever investigated together. And June was there, Wendy, and my wife was there. A bunch of us were up there. That was a lot of fun. Just a lot of great people. Yeah. Like I said, I've met so many great people.
Okay, I got to ask you a personal question. This is going to be great. In your opinion, what is the most haunted place in Oregon? What do you think?
That I've been to, Shanghai Tunnels. I was a tour guide for the Shanghai Tunnels for a year.
Oh, yeah?
I was.
Oh, yeah.
I just stopped doing the tours back in December, but I did it for a good year. And I was there many times by myself, because before doing the tours, I would set up the underground. We have to lock things up because people would like to sneak in and try to take artifacts like any other museum. And boy, let me tell you, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen. Not just to me, but other people that would come on the tours. But oh my goodness!
And what a colorful past of the Shanghai Tunnels!
For goodness sakes, yes.
The history just blows you away. It's like, in Portland, in this city, are you
I know.
there? You know?
I know.
Oh yeah, really? It's underground.
Absolutely, it's crazy activity in there.
So just in case people, people around here know, we do a very bad job explaining ourselves here.
We do.
So the Shanghai Tunnels are underground in Portland, are the oldest buildings. I think they have these in San Francisco too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All up and down the West Coast.
Yeah, the seafaring places like San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. This was back in the sail ships, and of course they dig out, underneath these buildings, and they basically would, you need people on your ship. You need sailors. So you'd get them drunk. Maybe you'd have them hang out with some ladies, and
next thing you know, you find yourself on a boat.
Which is often like this show. Next thing you know, you're like in this subterranean broadcast area, streaming live, going, how did I get here?
Actually, I wasn't invited here. I just kind of woke up. And
exactly.
I was here.
It's very much like
I was
the
in my
Shanghai
bed last
Tunnel.
night, and I woke up sitting here. It was weird.
It's very much.
I won't say the word chloroform, but that might have something to do with it.
That's right. So it was a very popular tour, and I wanted to go on it, but I didn't get a chance. But you guys got a lot of press and whatnot. It was a very popular Portland tourist attraction. Is it kind of shut down now? Because I think with all the development, it's really difficult. They're still doing it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
In fact, they were opening. I'm not sure if they opened up the other location. They had been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
And when I was leaving, they were about to open up under the Rich Hotel.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the best area for the tunnels?
Oh gosh, all of it.
Yeah.
Under Hobos is where they start the tours.
Okay.
And so we had lots of activity down there. It was great. I enjoyed it every minute of being down there. I miss it, to be honest.
And you say weird stuff kind of happened to you?
All the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, my kids, a couple of my kids would volunteer and be tour assistants.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
fun.
they would not go down there and set up without me. Absolutely would not go down there by themselves. But
did you use it as a punishment?
You know, that would have been a good idea, but no, I wouldn't do that.
See, this is how Jason thinks. It's
I know. That's great.
Oh, you didn't do your homework.
Go down
you know
the
what?
tunnels.
I got some bags I got to move down in the tunnels. You're Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. It's like, just go down there. No, just take a right. Keep going.
That's
Keep
right.
going. But just take a right. Take a left. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. There's some dresses down there.
The times that they did go down there by themselves, oh my gosh. And they'd go 2 of them at a time. They'd come back up. Their eyes were so wide open, terrified because of the voices that they heard.
Yeah.
Being touched.
Oof.
Oh, it was crazy. I'm like, guys, relax. They're not going to hurt you. It's okay.
Yeah, your kids are either like lots of therapy, or they're going to be young adult mystery writers, right? You know, because they'll have all this material. Oh, my dad, I'm just
That's right.
all this crazy stuff.
Right, like your kids go over to other people's houses, you know, and the other kid's like, I can't believe that my dad made me mow my lawn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
I had to sit in the Shanghai tunnels by myself.
Yeah.
I was leading tours when I was 7, man. You know.
Like I said, Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, man, come on.
Well, you know, I would go down there and
some good stuff.
The way I live life is I treat others the way I want to be treated, period. And I've been doing that since I was a child. And same thing with spirits. I treat spirits with respect. But I would go down there and I would start talking to them. Since day one, since I started doing tours, I go down there by myself. And, hey, guys, it's Aaron. I'm here to do tours today. Hope everybody's doing okay and blah, blah, blah. But I'd lay down the law and tell them, hey, I want you to show yourselves, make yourselves known, you know, touch people, talk to people, but you cannot hurt people, and you are absolutely not allowed to follow anyone home, including me or any of the tour guides or anyone else. You just stay here. And from that day forward, they would mess with me. Every day I'd get tapped on the hips. I don't know why they chose my hips, but they'd tap on my hips. I would hear my name called all the time. They'd whisper, talk to me, move things, do all kinds of crazy stuff. But I never got hurt, and they never followed me home. So,
Creeping me out, man. Creeping me out.
It was crazy, you know. I enjoyed it, though. It was a lot of fun.
I'm imagining Aaron, before he gets married, he's dating his girlfriend, and like, so where you want to go see a movie tonight? No, actually, I want to go down to the Shanghai tunnels.
Oh man, yeah. It's like maybe a little lawsuit involved. Ghost was inappropriate with me.
Right.
Before we go on this date, I need you to sign this waiver.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what happened when they had inappropriate things
Right.
going on down there anyway. It's just weird. I mean, I guess you're not don't piss off someone from the ethereal world.
It's
right?
like a Me Too paranormal moment.
Oh God! See, I was trying to, Jason. I was trying to avoid that.
I
wasn't trying to go there. I know you had
Some
to do
people
it.
walk up to the line. I jump off the.
Welcome to the mind of Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't take you anywhere.
It's not a pretty place. No.
To the tunnels, Jason.
That's right.
It's like Batman.
Now
to the tunnels.
we're sending him to the. Now you're getting me thinking here.
Why am I always the guinea pig? Here, take this candle and walk into that cave. It's okay.
Sure, we could live stream from your phone there. It's like, hey, Jason, how you doing? Oh, go down there. No, just keep going. See where it's dark right there?
Right.
Hang a corner there and see.
Right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay, one of the things I love about ghost hunting and paranormal investigations is I love the cool James Bond type gear that's used. And it's always, but it's very scientifical stuff. I mean, the EMF, the electromagnetic. I don't know. It's my phone. So
That's Jason's phone.
Don't worry about
To
that.
the tunnels, Jason. You left your phone on.
Right. No one calls me unless I'm on the show at that time. And
I know.
like,
They do the same thing to me. It's taken me a year to remember to turn my phone off.
Sometime I'm going to hook the phone up to the audio, and I'm actually going to go live on the air.
Oh, yeah.
One of the calls. Hi, I'd like to talk to you about your automobile and warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great. No, but talk about some of the some of the gear that you use to do your investigations. Because I'm one of the other things I'm always amazed at is the amount of the scientific angle that is used. I mean, you guys are very much scientists. Getting in there and trying to find out using all available means to do so. Talk a little bit about that.
We do use a lot of different types of equipment. I personally love I love cameras, obviously. I know and I love EVPs, electric voice phenomena.
Huge,
love that. To be able to listen back and get disembodied voices is just still amazing to me. But I never used to like this because if you watch it on TV shows, it's just annoying, but it's the SB7 spirit box. It's the one that sweeps through the radio stations, frequencies.
Oh.
And you hear the hello.
Oh, that freaks me out.
Oh my gosh!
I heard
white
this
noise.
Yes,
I heard this on Halloween a year or two ago, and Clyde was doing that.
Yeah.
with a doll or something, and it was just like, and guys, look, I'm a skeptic, okay? Stephen Hawking and all that. It's good. I love it. I love it all. I love everybody.
Well, we
love everything. I love talking about this stuff. You know that. But I'm a skeptic, right?
right.
And but I love talking about it all. But I'm telling you, I'm listening to the radio late at night. I drop off a friend. Guess I'm just going back. I'm listening to the radio, driving in the car. Listen to Clyde. They're doing the scanning thing and getting the words out. And for some reason, I'll tell you what. I saw a movie once with this in it. That freaks me out. We all have, and we can all probably, I can probably ask you what freaks you out. Maybe tapping on the hips or whatever. That's the one that freaks me out. The scanning and the little words like, I will kill you. And he was like, no, time out.
Yeah, because it's now the thing that comes over the spirit box is never like a recipe for quiche.
No, right.
It's always I'm going to kill you.
There's something, or how are you doing? Very, yeah, exactly. We need to, Jason. We need new equipment in here.
Right.
I think we need one of these, man.
Oh, I should have brought it with me.
Oh man.
Well, there's a friend of mine. He's part of a group called Diabolical Witness.
Okay.
And he put together with this SB7 spirit box. He added some other effects to it to clean it up, so it's not as white noise-ish, and so it's a little bit easier to understand. When the voices come through, so it's cool because when you hear the voices come through, it's on top of the frequency. If you understand what I'm saying. So we went to that investigation at the Commodore in Astoria, and just before my wife and I are getting ready to walk in, Brian from Diabolical Witness is sitting at the table already set up in the basement, and he's got the SB7 box already running. And as we're walking in through the door, my wife's walking in front of me, I'm behind her, and all of a sudden it says, "Who's coming?" And then it says, "Aaron." Right? So
talk about singling you out.
It's singling me. Now, it used to freak me out back in the early days when not SB7 box, but the EVPs, I would hear my name called and stuff like that. It happens all the time now. It just doesn't even faze me. But sometimes on the SB7 box, it's just crazy hearing your name. Aaron.
I just wanted, because people may not know this. I don't know who this is, but this is the SB7 box right here.
That's it.
This is some guy on YouTube. He's in a cemetery.
Can you see me?
He's in a cemetery. He's got it on.
At this point, I'm like, woo,
Actually,
gotta go.
Go look on YouTube, Diabolical Witness.
Okay.
And you'll see the video I'm talking about. He's got it up there.
Okay, this is I
Commodore.
don't know who this Huff Paranormal, but this guy's got
heard of
this
him, yeah.
a Diabolical Witness.
Diabolical Witness, and
Okay.
it's
But that-
Astoria Commodore.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
But that's the thing. It's this box you saw
Yeah,
there. And
that's
it
it.
scans the radio frequencies, and then
Yeah.
people take it out to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Guys, just don't do that, okay? Just leave it alone.
But it's very cool
No,
because
leave it alone.
it's
Leave it alone.
intelligent.
Leave it alone.
Why do you want to go at 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
Go at like 9:30 after brunch?
We don't need to discuss people over the SB7 bot. No. I've got Jason here. We can have a conversation. You can give me a quiche recipe.
There you go.
Evidently, I'm the canary in the coal mine. You know? Go ahead, you can do it.
I like my reaction. I'm creeped out by it. It's like, leave it alone. Stop it.
That's
Stop it now.
hilarious.
You stop it now, Mr. Paranormal.
Yeah.
You stop that. I'll look up that. What did you say was diabolical?
Diabolical Witness
Well, I mean, it's just,
on YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool thing.
It is, yeah. Hey, I got a question. While he's looking up, I got a question
Okay.
for you. This is your holy grail question. What is the one investigation that you would love to do? The holy grail. You know, this is, you know, for me it would be Gettysburg.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Because I just that place is very. I get humbled and extremely uncomfortable. I mean, because there's so much history there,
Yeah.
and I mean, thousands died in such a short amount of time, and there's this, like, almost like this kinetic sort of energy,
Right.
That's just there. And so, what is that one place that you're like, man, before I become a ghost, I'm gonna check this
Hey,
out.
Jason, did you hear me before? Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
In fact,
Let it rest.
that's the name of our new.
Yeah, no. Oh, no.
You know,
It's a half hour of us going, oh God, oh God.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
you know, I would like to go and investigate Witch's Castle Witch's Castle in England. Vanessa Mitchell, who's a good friend of June's, and she's also a friend of mine. She owns Witch's Castle in England, and there were 7 women who were claimed to have been witches who were killed there. It was a prison, actually, medieval prison.
Oh, I've been to a few of those.
Yeah.
No, I have.
Alrighty.
Well, one of them was
were you?
marriage, but
Oh.
no, never mind. That was uncalled for.
If I was Ed McMahon,
No,
right now,
they
hey,
I did not, that just slipped out. No, but I've been to the Tower.
Yeah.
The Tower
Okay,
in London,
yeah,
which
yeah.
was a lot of
Yeah.
yeah,
hinky stuff happened there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I went to a place in Germany called the Torture Museum, where they have one of the original Iron Maidens.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's lots of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, you can bring that little thing there.
I was going to say,
You know.
gosh, can you imagine bringing that there?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Help me.
come on.
but if you're next to the Iron Maiden and starts breaking out and run to the hills,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be cool? That would be hilarious.
that's your vague Iron Maiden rock reference.
So yeah, I tell you the time I bought this house out, North Plains, Hillsborough way, brand new house, like brand new, like one of the new construction, new neighborhood.
Never lived in
Walk
before?
Keys, yeah, walk in, you're thinking that's good. It's out on, out in the plains out there,
Yeah.
out there, when you go out Hillsborough, you get out there, right? So brand new house, nothing, no one's lived there before. It's just me, everything. True story.
Oh no.
I know. Look. He's like, okay, here it comes.
True story alert. True story alert. Yeah.
All of a sudden, lights would go on and off,
Ooh.
and glass would break. Now I'm not joking. Like I had these bottles of cologne, right? There's my bottle of cologne in the bathroom down there, right? Be upstairs, all of a sudden hear something shatter. There's no one in the house. Go downstairs, the cologne bottle is shattered on That is an honest, folks.
Wow.
This is the skeptic, Stephen Hawking fan and all that. Honest to God truth.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're like, where were these houses built? You know?
Right.
Did you see Poltergeist?
Exactly. No, it was that was the only thing I could think of was like, this is kind of a poltergeisty kind of a moment. And there was multiple, it was like, it was always glass too. Like some coffee cup or something. And you come down and all of a sudden the coffee cup was, you know, falling apart. Or it just fatigue. Glass and ceramics and stuff just don't magically, you know, hey, fatigue. Hey, oh, this coffee, I just picked this up and it fell apart in my hands, you know?
Yeah. But if you're a ghost, how boring is it to knock over a plastic tumbler?
I mean,
you're going to go for the crystal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
no, you want to shatter something. Make
Exactly.
noise.
You think?
Yeah,
You think that was something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was really, literally, I couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
It's a brand new
Generally,
house.
if it's something like that, in my opinion, it's angry about something or trying to get your attention.
Oh yeah,
for whatever reason.
It was trying to get my attention, and there were a couple. And this is honestly, this is the weirdest thing, where a light would just come on, like a magic. It would be like, I don't understand, you know, and no one's there. There's like, you know, one or two people in the house. I mean, it's like everyone's accounted for.
Yeah. I lived in a house like that, and
but a brand new house, though.
No, this wasn't brand new. It was built in 60-something.
Yeah. When you think of like a house, like then I lived in a 1929 house, right? And that was nothing really happened in that place at all. But this is this brand new construction from the builder.
Yeah.
So I mean, what that is? It's like, is there something? Is there like a burial ground there, or what?
Well, it could have been, you know, just something having to do with the land.
Yeah.
The land itself. So
it was out there in the sticks.
Yeah.
You know,
Very interesting.
Could have been anything. Yeah.
Well, what was it? Come on.
Aaron, since we got you.
Well, I'm not a psychic.
No. I mean, it's not following me around, right? Right?
Well, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
No, it's not. No.
Well,
I know. See, see, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
You know you're going to go buy one now, Doc.
I know. It's like, well, so that was the thing, right? That was my reaction. Like something. Again, you'd be upstairs. You'd hear a little commotion. You'd come down. It's like, what was that? There's no one here. I had no animals either. Here's a broken glass or something right there. It's like, okay, that was weird. What was my reaction? Let's just sweep this up and leave it alone. Let's leave it alone.
walk away.
If you
Pretend it
ignore
didn't happen.
Yeah, if you ignore it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I got my own little story. Since we're sharing stories.
Yeah.
All right. It is the late summer of 1999. We're staying at my father's house because my mother had just passed away.
Oh.
And my wife is getting our son. At that time, he's about a year old, and a year and a month. And so she takes him upstairs into one of the rooms where there's a rocking chair and rock him out. Well, she's got him, and he's rocking out, and he's almost asleep, and then his head pops up, turns around, looks at the room where there's nothing there, and says, hello, right?
Wow.
And my wife at this time is like,
What?
this is literally 2 or 3 days after my mother passed away.
Oh, my gosh.
And he starts giggling and talking, you know, I'm fine, how are you, you know, and then he turns around, turns back and says, bye-bye, and then puts his head down and goes to sleep. My wife, she comes downstairs and she's like, you know, I don't know what happened, but this is just weird, you know.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. And especially with the children a year old, I mean, they, you know that they're not making up stuff at 1 year old, you know. And that's always fascinating to me about children because their filters aren't up, right? Like
they're so pure,
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
That's right. Right.
And they see things that a lot of us adults just either have our blinders up and we go obliviously about our business, or they're just more able to I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You two guys are freaking me out right now.
Yeah.
I'm like I get to chill. Like Jason's saying that, and I'm like starting to like tingle and stuff. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
You know you're going to get home later and you're going to hear, Doc.
Oh my God.
You're right.
Doc.
No, come on,
I
man.
have a moment of your time.
Good evening.
And
know,
that
someone's
voice, too. We need that voice.
Oh,
Or
wait
you're
a
going to be
minute.
in your car.
Even if we have to call...
No, hang on.
Even if we have to call Aaron up later.
Yeah.
Say, can you...
Good evening.
There you go.
How are you, Doc?
Oh, he can't hear it.
I can hear it.
So there you go.
That's right.
I don't know if that actually. I don't know if that actually goes on. There's something. I
don't know.
It's our little cheesy.
I like
effects.
that.
It's our cheesy effects.
It sounds good.
I know but okay.
Yeah.
So going from that house to a newer, older house in Portland, and my kid's like few years old, like talking. What was that? 3 years old ish. I was like, I don't remember. So you're going with the realtor around places, looking at stuff. And these are like older, more Portlandy sort of houses, right? Going to this house, everyone's kind of like feeling weird, and I know where the house is. It's down here off of Bybee. But and these are like fixers, like you need the house. Remember that housing boom? Get the okay.
Sure.
So down here off of Selwood, Westmoreland area, and so we're going through the house. It's like it's kind of everyone's kind of like feeling kind of. It's like but this is a great house. This place got great bones. There's a lot of potential here. Next to a busy street. That was my. I'm like Mr. I don't got the EVP or whatever. I'm Mr.
It's got bones.
Yeah, I mean, it's got bones. It's construction. Is that 2-inch or 3-inch stud? That stuff. Is that 110 or 220? Mr. Mom. Anyway, so I'm doing that, and we go upstairs into the attic area, and there's still like some fairly old, like it's like something, who knows, probably some old lady lived there or whatever, right? Oh, this was the house after the house we looked at in Lake Oswego, which was the old lady had actually died there. But anyway, that's a different story. Nothing really happened there. But we go upstairs and we're looking around, and I got the kid there. It's like, hey, what do you think about this place? What do you think about this yard? It's like, I live here, and the kid's like coming and kind of holding her, and she's learning to talk, so she's. A little talkative, but not. And so we're looking at the window, and here's the thing. And she goes, what happened to the baby? What happened to it? What happened to the baby? She just kept repeating that over and over.
What?
And her mom looks at me and goes, I'm out of here. And the realtor, it's like, we're done. It's like, what's right? No, we've made our decision on this place. Let's look at a few others, shall we? It was Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
It was Scooby-Doo worthy. I mean, all we needed was the dog, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. What do you think about a condo? A nice condo.
Exactly. I mean, it literally, this is like the kid does this, and it just like, just out of the blue, just looking around like, what happened? What happened to the baby? It's
Right.
like, yeah, kid. And it was definitely like you said. It's like the kids, if you want to do the paranormal thing, and you want to be around that energy, the kids are going to like, no filter.
Oh, yeah. That house I was telling you about from the 60s.
I know.
We were having, I noticed I had my own business, and I was in my office, and I noticed the first time I had the TV off, and I'm working on the computer, and my ex-wife, but she and the kids were gone. She was at school, and she was anyway, she was at work, and I go to use the restroom, come back, and one of the kids' bedroom's lights was on. It wasn't on before. So I thought, okay, that's, whatever. Turn it off, go in the living or the family room where I have my office, and the TV was on. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. Anyways, this just kept happening.
Yeah.
And then one morning, everybody was gone, and same thing. But then I hear her come home. And I hear everybody talking, and I'm like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? It's still early. You guys just left a little while ago." No response. So, but I clearly heard them. I get up, and look, nobody's there. So I'm like, so all these things are happening, right? This is day after day after day. I didn't say anything to her because this kind of stuff freaked her out. So anyways, well, other things started happening around the house, and I didn't tell her. I just kind of kept it to myself. I'm like, okay. Well, one day I was down the street, and we had a place was for rent down the street, and so I was looking for a friend of ours. And the little old lady across the street from that place came across the street and showed me. She had a key to the place. The owner was out of town. And so we were walking around the house, and I said, you know, this is perfect for our friend. And she said, so which house do you live in? And I said, oh, just right down there. And she said, oh, well, you know, she's smiling, little old lady. She said, oh, well, which one? And I told her which one. And she goes, oh. And I said, what do you mean, oh? And she goes, oh, well, that's the murder house.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I didn't have any hair, but if I did, it would have been, huh? You know?
Yeah.
And I said, murder house? What do you mean murder house? And she goes, oh, honey, you don't know? And I said, no what? You know. Anyway, she proceeds to tell me how the previous owner was shot and killed in the dining room, my dining room, by her ex-husband. And anyways, so it just, I did some research, of course, and once I gathered all the information, then I presented it to my now ex-wife, and she starts bawling. She says, we got to pack up and move right now. I'm like, sure.
It's called, I know this, right? Remember? The guy looking at the studs and stuff, not worrying about the ghosts flying around?
Yeah.
It's called the disclosures,
Yeah,
the realtor
exactly,
thing. And
exactly.
it's the calling up your realtor going, hey,
excuse me,
got a potential lawsuit going because there's been some disclosures here that you didn't tell me about the murder in this house I bought. That's freaking everybody out.
We need to have a conversation.
We need to have a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that's like the start of any great moving in the neighborhood. Hey,
exactly.
Bring the kids in. Bring the station wagon in. Right. Oh, you're in the. Wait a minute. Let's try this again. Murder house.
That's right.
Sorry. See, I didn't even think that I should have the effects ready to go, Jason.
There you go.
Yeah.
I do have the. Did you say it's the Commodore Hotel?
Commodore Hotel, yes.
Ooh.
I've got this here. It's 40 minutes. Did we want to show a little?
The very beginning.
The very beginning?
Yeah, it should be the very beginning.
I'm freaked out now.
Oh yeah, you got to.
I'm not going to sleep. Jason,
yeah,
you got a spare room over there at your place tonight? I'll be alone.
Yeah,
you know someone's going to mess with my head tonight.
No. You can sleep in our murder bedroom. Yeah.
Dang.
That's when you call it the realtor. You say, "Hey, Linda. Hey, I guess I'm happy with the home. You told us about the plumbing, but you didn't mention the murder suicide."
Exactly.
The murder bedroom's working out so nice.
Oh, and then to make it worse, so I go and do research. Of course, you know, being a paranormal investigator, I do research. So I go and do research, and I go and do the microfiche at the library, right? And I find the newspaper article. Yep. Mm-hmm. And on the article, I see the picture of the MEs or whoever pulling the body out of my front door. Yep. The zippered bag, body bag, and I'm like, oh gosh, this just makes it that much worse when you see the body being pulled out of your house.
Right.
And I'm like, oh Lord, okay.
You just, leave it alone, dude. Yeah. Leave it don't go look at pull the article.
How do you get the spirit
I'm like
box?
Jason, man. I just, I can't just leave it. I got to go that extra.
Yeah. It's like you got to pick the scab. You're like,
just got to keep going.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, just got to keep going.
Oh, you know the name of this episode is going to be Murder Houses.
Right.
The Oregon Ghost Conference / Murder House.
Well, I mean, and we're, if you're in Portland proper, like some of these older houses, and like I was talking like 1920s, something like that. Sure. But, when you're somewhere like New Orleans or New York City or whatever, I mean, that place has got to be hopping. Hell, you don't need one of these e-meters. Just turn on your FM radio. Like, people will be talking to you like, hey, what's up? Hey,
why is Casey Kasem telling me I'm going to die tonight? What's
right?
Oh, man. Jason.
Hi.
In the Shaggy voice.
Yes. Well, folks, this is what you get. Okay, this is how this thing works. It's inappropriate, but that's okay.
That's right.
Counting down the top hits. This is Casey Kasem.
That's right. Coming in number 10, literally with a bullet.
Yeah. Scooby!
Zoinks!
Should we look at this?
Yeah,
For a second? You think? Is it worth it? Is it going to creep me out? Yeah,
will.
it's going to creep me out.
it will. Well, it's not calling your name. So
I don't care.
it'll still
Just
creep
leave
you
it
out.
alone. You know, here's the thing. I dig the radio stuff, you know. So I have a shortwave. I've owned a few shortwaves. I have the police scanner stuff. So, see, now I'm not even ever going to touch that.
Because you know you're going to go play with it now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Late at night.
Yeah, along with the Ouija board and so
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then we talked about last week in the news, we have our Alexa. Alexa? Say hi.
Hi.
There you go. We have.
And you think I'm creepy.
Yeah. No, we have the Alexa, and it was reported recently there's some bug or something where Alexa
that.
starts laughing
Yes.
at people. Just you walk into a room and all of a sudden there's this.
Right.
I mean, come on,
Yeah, I
baby.
saw that.
I mean, you talk about Alexa.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Alexa, I know it's like the perfect way to mess with someone.
Yeah.
It's like now you have voices in the room. With technology, I mean, oh man, you don't even need to. Hey, Jason,
A new paper shows that genes from other human-like cousins lurk deep within our genetic code. Science Alert reports that a study of genomes from across the world revealed archaic
Alexa,
from Dennis.
Stop.
It's that randomness.
There you go.
Oh, I know. We still got it. Well, and the thing is, you do a show like this and you start talking to the thing, and it triggers.
Yeah.
Ooh,
All kinds of stuff.
Clyde could have fun.
Oh,
with
my
that.
God. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I think he'd blow it up, though.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's what we're gonna do. Just blow it up.
That's right.
Oh, you couldn't stop messing with it, could you? You kept having to pick the scabs.
That's right.
Blow it up.
Blow that.
Speaking of which, yeah, let's take a look at this thing.
Okay.
Because now I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Because this just freaks me out. God dang it!
All right.
I don't. You know me. I'm not. You know, I don't get freaked out.
No.
I'm a
you're
pretty
no,
like.
steady. Yeah.
You know, I'm like curmudgeon. I drink too much coffee, but. All right. I guess we could tell.
Yeah, that's it.
Commodore Hotel, Astoria, Oregon basement. Steve is entering the basement. I love this.
Now, he's the other part to Diabolical Witness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
You'll see me.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife will be coming in here in a second first. And then he replays it just so for the audience. Viewer. Then he slows it down. And my wife points it out.
Okay. Okay. So what are we actually listening to there again?
So that's the SB7 box, Spirit box.
Okay, and what is it?
What it does is it sweeps through the FM frequency.
Okay,
you can
like
change
we're
it
talking about,
either
yeah.
from FM to AM.
Sure.
I choose FM. It just seems to work better.
you like your ghosts in nice stereo, yeah,
That's right.
album LP style.
That's right. It just seems to work better than the AM. But you can choose the sweep rate too, which is also what I like about the SB7 box. So, but he built this particular box to filter the sounds, so to clean it up a little bit. Otherwise, it's just really loud and difficult to understand the voices coming through. And so that's basically what that is.
Oh, okay.
And then the theory is that spirits can manipulate the frequencies to form the sentences or the words, and sometimes you can hear the words so clearly on top of the frequency, which is really freaky.
Right.
So
those are the fun ones. That was the And
I like what Brian does, because he does all of his own videos and editing, and he will, like he did for that one, he repeats it so the viewer can actually hear it, and then slowed it down 50% so you can really hear the syllables, which is awesome. So
EVPs and the spirit box is just endlessly fascinating to me.
Oh, yeah,
I love
me too.
that stuff, and It's never anything cheery like someone giving the weather report or
well, that would be that they FM they're not, but AM it might be.
Right.
Good morning, Portland.
Anyone here? 9 minutes past the hour. I-5 is clogged. Oh God, no! I'm being haunted by Les Nessman.
I'm just. I just hide the Alexa in there. Just be like, oh yeah, do you hear that voice?
Hey, this is giving me great ideas for a Halloween show this year.
Hell there you go.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
What are you doing around Halloween?
Yeah. So okay. So about these boxes, say someone couldn't help themselves,
Like Doc.
and they don't take Doc's advice. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just let it lie. Just leave it alone. And they wanted to get like one of these boxes and play around with it. You buy them off the shelf, or you got to build them, get the plans.
No, you
how do go about
can
that?
order them online.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's no place local that you can just go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to order it online. You can Amazon Prime, Go Stop.
Yeah.
Is another place.
I was going to say, nice little box with Northwest, your logo on there.
That's coming soon, actually.
Yeah.
We're going to start selling equipment on our website, which is nwparanormal.net.
Yes, I got that here.
Actually, after the Ghost Conference, we're going to start selling our shirts and hats on our website. But for now, we're going to sell them first at the Ghost Conference this year, and then after that, they'll be available on our website.
I'm
Awesome.
I don't know, Jason.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Coffee with Curmudgeons logo, which was just there in the logo edition.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's got promise.
I know.
There you go.
Because see,
Yeah.
I see us as like the Three Stooges missing a stooge.
Yeah.
So and you remember when the Three Stooges went ghost hunting and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello.
Meet Frankenstein.
Meet Frankenstein. Classic.
Yeah.
People out there going, Abbott and who?
Jason, go in the parking lot and start yelling, "Hey, Abbott!"
Yeah.
Hey, Abbott.
But we'll put the logo on there.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Nothing
Turn it on.
Yeah.
Oh man, how much do they cost? Jeez,
I know.
Look at me. I'm just like now. I'm like,
Hey, I'm
I
getting
can
my
probably
own,
wire my own thing.
I'm getting my own psychic reading right now that's telling me somebody is going to be on Amazon later.
Oh
Amazon Prime.
no. Leave it alone.
EMF
Leave it
detectors,
alone.
the K2 meters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'll build your own collection. That's what happened to James Mitchell, who's, James.
Big Game James.
Oh, Big Game James, yeah.
Big Game.
He started oh my gosh, every other day he's like about something else.
Oh my
So now he's got, well, he's part of my team now too. He and Heidi both.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
he's, actually he's helping lead one of the investigations out at the Ghost Conference.
Nice.
For Friday and Saturday night.
Nice.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
You gotta keep your eye on him though. He'll start wandering off with the EMF meter and next.
Oh, he's
thing
going to
you know-
go to town, man. No, he's excited. He's actually, I held a investigation fundraiser last year at the Klondike, last October for actually, I think you're friends with her too, Christine Whitfield.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Christine.
Isn't she amazing? She's a doll. Such a sweetheart.
You do know that her husband is rock and roll Jesus.
Oh my
right?
gosh, I absolutely love Rob. He is just amazing. He and I have been friends for a long time. We used to work out here together in Milwaukee.
Nice.
And which is how we met. And he's an amazing artist, isn't he?
Tuesday's Project, man.
Oh my gosh, his voice and his songwriting, his guitar. I mean, he's just an amazing man.
First time he came on our old show, I looked at him and said, "You look like Jesus." So I'm going.
Jesus Christ superstar.
Yep. Forever now, he's known as rock and roll Jesus.
There you go. Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah. Christine is. She is a beautiful soul.
She is. I just talked to her the other day, and I'm. She's had a pretty big bout with health issues, and so I held a fundraiser last year at the Klondike last October, and that was very successful. And so we raised quite a bit of money, and for her, all the proceeds went to her and her family, and so that was awesome. James and Heidi and Summerlin came out and participated, and so that was the first time I investigated with James. And that was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, Summer, I'm bringing her onto the team. She's, children's spirits are drawn to that girl. It was
Really?
You know, they are. She's got a young soul. I mean, just spirits, children's spirit. And I witnessed it at the Klondike, and saw a little spirit about this tall, and they are just drawn to her. So anyway, but yeah, James is building his collection. He's going to actually be at the Ghost Conference presenting his equipment along with mine.
Oh, cool.
For the kids at the Paranormal Kids Zone.
I did want to. We have your website up.
Oh,
your Northwest Paranormal Investigate team. So, just this is at NWParanormal.net.
Yes, sir.
So there's Aaron and
June, of course.
Yeah, June.
We've got Wendy.
So this is all you guys all go out and do your thing.
Yes.
Cool. And
he's my tech guy.
And you guys are all going to be out there at the. There's James.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a lot of people.
We do. This is the biggest this team has ever been. When I started this team, along with my former friend, we had a falling out a long time ago, unfortunately. But yeah, you know,
was it
SB7 box?
No, it said Aaron. No, it said Eric. No, Aaron. No, Eric. No. I can just see the argument. I could just see the argument.
I'm going to take my spirit box and go home.
That's right. No, we just weren't seeing eye to eye anymore, and so we decided to just kind of go separate ways. And so, you know, it is what it is. And
I don't know, man. I definitely heard ham sandwich in there. Definitely said Aaron and ham sandwich. It's like, it did not say ham sandwich.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
and so in 20 years, I mean, my dream was to build this team. And here it is, you know, 2018, and we have a full team. We have a great team. We have great people on this team. And I couldn't be happier. And we are at a level now where, of course, in the beginning, I wanted to have fun. That was the point. We wanted to have fun. We wanted to experiment and just gain experience. I was a loss prevention investigator, and that's where I gained my investigative experiences. And so over the last 20 years investigating, now I'm at the point where, you know, we do this to help people. And we do a lot of cases where people call us to help. We're doing an investigation tomorrow out in, is it Hoquiam, Washington? Out there on the coast, actually, to help some folks. We have another case coming up, helping a family. Two coming up, actually. Now, June is she removes negatives. Now, I'm an ordained minister. I was in ministry for 10 years through a church, and I assist. It's funny, we joke around because she and Wendy have formed their own team just off of NW Paranormal called Ghost and Girls Paranormal, and they specialize in negative removals. Now, I assist them as a minister, not as an investigator when they call me to help them out. So we have a running joke: it's Ghosts and Girls and Aaron. So here I come in, you know, and you know there are times where I come in with the collar as a minister and to assist families and things like that during these experiences. They're terrifying for people. And so a lot of prayer, a lot of consoling people and counseling and things like that. And so, but we're just at a point. I never thought in a million years I'd be at this point in my with the teams and with my investigations and in ministry, to be honest. So
June was the cousin of famed aviator Wiley Post and saw the plane crash that killed him and entertainer Will Rogers in 1935.
She was, wow.
Wow. I'm just looking at the website here.
Okay.
I was going to ask, popping up, we're looking at it, and we're looking at the hardware and all that. There's a lot that you can do, obviously, now with digital. All audio now is digital. Video is digital.
Yeah.
So what about you guys got software tools and things that you're looking at, like as far as, because you could take those recordings, right, and you can, with computers, you can isolate, those voices and really do the CSI analytics. You can do the same with video. In fact, I recently. There was a video going around recently of a hallway in a hotel where
Oh yeah.
the guy. I think we look at that.
We did.
The security card. They get a call of commotion.
I saw that. Yes.
Commotion in the room. And no one's in the room.
No one's in the room, and
the
you
security guard comes out, and you kind of see like on the camera a little thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of because look, people do a lot of. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fake things on the internet.
No.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
No way.
I'm telling you.
Oh.
Not everything you see on the internet.
I'm not listening to
You ruined my day.
Yeah, I know.
And my kids.
I know.
Yeah.
But thanks, Doc.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you can do the analysis, right?
Yeah.
You can, pull down the video and pull it up and do the CSI things. Somebody faked this or whatever.
We have to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, are there certain like software tools and things that you guys?
I like, honestly, I like using for audio. I like Audacity.
Absolutely.
I use that all the time.
And it's free.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Free is a very good price.
Yeah.
For video, we use, I like Sony Vegas Pro. Mm-hmm. I use that, but
That's good too.
which is not free.
No.
But and then also Steve, who's our tech manager. He does all the video stuff for our team and also for Paranormal Crossings.
But you guys do that, right? You like get your okay. We videoed this and we saw this, so let's put it in the software.
Oh yeah. We have to
do the analysis.
Yeah. People don't understand. A lot of people want to be on a team. They want to just get out there. Blah blah blah. This takes a lot of training, a lot of time, and to go through the evidence. If you're running, for instance, if you are running cameras overnight.
Yeah.
You know how many out? And we have our DVR system has 8 cameras, not including the handhelds. So you can imagine how many hours each camera. You have to review every single camera.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Hours
of footage.
and hours.
Not including audio.
Oh my gosh.
So we're talking hours. We're talking sometimes weeks, to go through evidence. So it takes a long time. And you have to be meticulous, and go through frame by frame. You have to look at everything. It takes a long time.
We were just talking about how like for cable we like to apply this down to a nice tight half hour. It's nice for the TV folks.
Right.
Internet you can be cool. Internet, radio, all that. But dude, I can't stand going through video, and I'm a video guy, and it's just like I can just imagine hours. I mean, what would you'd have to have chips, you'd have beer, just like sitting there looking at a black and white screen for I think I saw something.
Yeah.
Is that a lens flare or is that grandma?
And DVR system, it's bad because
know.
it's just like blip, blip, blip.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Lens flare?
Oh yeah.
Grandma.
Right.
Lens flare?
Graham. Yeah.
Go with lens flare. Next slide.
Oh my God, Uncle Earl.
No, that's just a smut of Doritos on the camera. They didn't clean the lens off.
My bad.
You ever get that? One time that you were just like, oh my gosh, and then you were like, no, guys.
Yeah.
It's just, Sparky didn't clean the lens cap. Didn't clean the lens off, and
not so much.
Got little Cheetos on the
no
thing.
We try to clean our lenses before we actually record.
I know. Just giving you a hard time, man.
I know.
You know.
That's all right, Mr. SB7 bucks.
Yeah. Oh man.
Doc, when you're at night tonight, when you're laying in bed, you're going to be thinking, "What's that noise?"
And that was the last time we had that guest. It's been nice.
I'll be sending him EVPs all weekend.
Please do. Yeah.
Send
me his phone number and I will.
But the thing is, you don't need it. Alexa. Alexa has all the technology. Like, you can share your Alexa with friends, so you can call them directly.
Oh, there you go.
So, like, you
tip it. Paper shows that genes from other human-like cousins lurk deep within our genetic code.
Alexa, stop. She's especially feisty today.
She's haunted.
I know. Please. Okay, because you can program. You can get the developer's kit. Mm-hmm. All you need is for her to like come up at some point and go, "Oh, Doc, I have a message." What are you talking about? Where's it from?
Beyond.
Yeah, it's like the HAL 9000, right? There is a message. Where's it coming from? Jupiter?
Right.
Okay. I thought maybe Jason was dialing me up.
Who's trying to contact me? Grandma.
Exactly. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Woo, it's getting late. Gotta go. Yeah.
I haven't told you that I've had some weird dreams lately, too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We
That involve close people who are not with us anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a sign.
Well, I've had those too. Those
Yeah?
are
No,
just-
it's not.
No.
It's not.
It's not. You don't want to. I don't want to talk
Just a
about
bunch of serotonin up in your head that's
don't
like
talk
going around when you're sleeping. Right?
it. Sure.
Right?
That's what you want to tell yourself.
Right?
If it helps you to sleep at night, Doc.
Shut up, Jason.
Just trying to.
They're trying to communicate.
Just trying to give
I
answers.
didn't realize how creeped out I am by this stuff.
You know.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, I love the paranormal.
I don't know, man. So okay, so the creepiest. Well, you had the murder house. That's pretty creepy. Anything? Was that like pretty much the pinnacle, or
Yeah. What's the?
is there
creepiest
like
thing?
something that you just
Like on an investigation, the hands down the creepiest thing that's ever happened.
like you really needed like I don't know
Yeah.
if I want to be here right now.
That happened just recently when we went up to Astoria and did the Commodore. The guy who set all this up.
In this video that we just released.
We actually investigated another hotel up the street. That's the sister hotel to the Commodore, which is the Norblad, and I got some horrible feelings when I was down there. And while down there, I ended up getting attacked by something I couldn't see.
Attacked.
Yeah,
Like what do you-
all of a sudden, I started feeling extremely nauseous. And very, very sick. And it was just like boom out of nowhere. And I know the difference between, oh, I'm really sick, or something's got a hold of me, something's trying to attack me. And so, I mean, it was just physical, everything. I mean, I was feeling it. I could smell it. I mean, it's very difficult to explain other than it was everything. And so it's happened before. I've been with June long enough. I know how to take care of it on my own without her help. So I quickly removed myself from the hotel and went outside. And I probably looked like a crazy drunk person because here I'm praying out loud. I'm talking to whatever it is and telling it, you need to release, now. You need to leave now. And, in the name of Jesus Christ, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and all of a sudden, just boom, it was gone. And just completely felt better. And, I went back in and said, I'm done here. I explained what happened. And so I packed up and I left.
Wow.
And so, when things are like that, I mean, being in ministry and doing what I do with June and Wendy, I'm prone to get attacked. Now, I'm protected, yes. Now, it wasn't a full-on attack, but it was trying to get to me, and it made me sick enough to where I'm like, okay, well, I'm done. So I know when enough's enough. So,
Yeah, it brings up an interesting point that, like, we're talking about this science skeptic side, like a Stephen Hawking, may rest in peace.
Yes.
He, like several other physicists or people, not a believer.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Atheist, science. This is what we are, and it's a valid. It is pretty much everyone on your team, or like the people who do this, are they pretty much like believe in God or Christianity or whatever it is? I mean, is that kind of? I mean, it strikes me. Well, it strikes me that for me, like if you're someone who like is a science, and it doesn't mean scientists aren't all atheists. It's just like
Sure.
but there are atheists and atheists who are scientists or atheists. It seems to me that someone who's like a pure atheist who says, look, when you pass, that's it.
Right.
There is no other thing there.
Yeah.
And I think that's open for debate in science. We've talked about this before. I mean, quantum physics is pretty darn weird, and we find some pretty darn weird things. I think science will prove we'll find some interesting things in the future. But that's my own theory.
Right.
That I pulled out of my butt. That has no basis in fact. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
But it seems to me that someone like that would have a harder time investigating like the paranormal, like what you're talking about, because they would say, well, look, guys, I don't believe that there are these spirits or energy or anything floating around. Do you know what I'm saying? So it seems to me that all the people who would do this would be believers, or are there people who are just
Steve,
okay,
who's on my team, our tech manager. I mean, he and I have been friends since high school. He was a Christian at one time. His beliefs have changed, and I'm not going to say he's an atheist, but he's open to he appreciates other people's beliefs, but he doesn't believe the same as me. And he's a huge skeptic. He's more scientific, and so I love that, and I appreciate that about him. I love skeptics. You know, it's okay to disagree, and you know, we have an understanding on our team. Let's just agree to disagree at times. And still be friends. I'm not going to push my beliefs on anybody. I didn't appreciate when people did that to me. You know?
Absolutely.
So why can't we just all get along? You know?
Not now. No. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking because you spoke about your reaction and how you dealt with this situation. You know, and I'm thinking, well, you're a Christian, obviously. You believe in, you know, based on what you said, and so I'm thinking about what would the agnostic or the atheist do? Maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe just breathing techniques, anxiety.
They may feel something different. And I understand that. I can appreciate that. What I do is what I do, and that's what I believe, and it worked. They may use something else, and it may work for them. So again, I'm not here to push anybody into my belief.
And what's interesting is there's a commonality to it, because you know, I don't care how atheist you are, people have panicked and have anxiety. It's just part of being human. It's part of what we are. So how you interpret that is it can be in different ways, but there's a commonality. When you speak of this thing that happened to you, we can still, I mean, you can still say, oh, I get that. I mean, I think every person has walked into a room or done this without things breaking and people talking or whatever, and just been in a place and said, I need to leave now.
Hey, everybody's got a story, man.
Everyone does. And it doesn't even matter if, you know, if you are an atheist or whatever, it's happened to you.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing that I've told, and I teach people that, you know, if you don't have to have scientific equipment to say, I need to get the heck out of here. You know, there's something wrong with this place or this room or situation. You know, use your body as the #1 tool. And anybody will tell you that. It doesn't matter what religion you are. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it feels wrong, it's wrong.
I'm gonna just put you on the spot here. Beliefs aside, from your, because I'm sure you science, we all from a scientific perspective, do you think that people communicate outside of like sitting here talking to you, like somehow, some people would call it psychically or whatever, that in some way we're connected and we can communicate, like our brains, and that's part of it? Do you believe that?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And have you seen evidence of that?
With my wife and I,
yeah.
Seriously. For instance, she injured her knee just recently, and for I don't know why, last night I had stopped at the store. I was over in Vancouver editing the last Paranormal Crossing show until late last night, and I'm walking through the store, and my left knee was just throbbing,
sympathetic,
throbbing out of nowhere. And not just that, but I mean, there's other situations where I say something she was just thinking, or vice versa, all the time. Same thing with June, Wendy. I mean, we're all psychically connected in so many different ways. It's just I can't explain it. Scientifically, I can't explain it. So, yeah, I definitely believe that.
Look at all the...
Same thing with your dreams. I'm sorry, Jason. Same thing with your dreams you've been having.
Right.
It's because I was coming on the show today.
Ba, ba, ba.
Dun, dun, dun.
Leave it alone. Just leave it all alone. Just go get some coffee and just...
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just going to say, whenever I think about the whole concept of that, I always think of twins.
Mm-hmm.
Twins have that sort of almost telekinetic, I know what you're thinking, I'm feeling, whatever. And that's... I think that goes into very much.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, though, with spouses, especially. I don't almost even say your dog, maybe, a pet.
Yeah.
Because you ever notice, like, a pet is, maybe they're just conditioned so well, but they, like, if something's up and something's gone wrong or something, you're feeling something, that pet seems to be, like, if you've got a good dog or a cat or whatever, they seem to, like, know.
They know,
when to,
Yeah.
Or who knows? They're just looking at you going, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to kill him.
That's kind of what an empath, right?
Yeah.
They can feel what the other person's feeling. And
well, again, I go back to, like, because I love to read as a lay person, like new discoveries in physics and science. I mean, the Stephen Hawking thing. And just quantum physics is it is like Einstein said, like he called one of the things in quantum physics the spooky action. That's Einstein who said it was spooky, right? And when you read things that are actually tested and proven that this is how this works, it actually, entanglement works, you're like, okay, that's a little bit too weird for science. And I think things like that, as we keep peeling the onion into, like, the particle world, and we see how things are kind of interlinked. I mean, just go watch a lecture on string theory and on YouTube, and you're like, mind blown.
Yeah.
You're just Kip Thorne, you're just like walking away. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. 11 dimensions. Just leave it alone.
That's Doc's upcoming paranormal guide. It's going to be just leave it alone.
That's going to be my first book. Doc Normal. Leave it alone.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's what we do here. Avoid. Avoid everything.
I'm telling you to leap in, and you're saying no. Leave it alone.
No. Yeah.
We go with the ostrich with the heads in the sand sort of thing.
Yeah, it's generally like a Three Stooges kind of Abbott and Costello feel, I think.
It does.
Yeah. So I don't know, but this is just great. We're just having a lot of fun.
No, I love it. Let's give the information again. What, when, where, who about the Oregon Ghost Conference, because it's next weekend. It's coming up, and judging from all the play this is getting, I mean, you're going to want to get
sounds
your
like
tickets
a lot of fun
now. Now
Seaside too. Come on. I mean, the Oregon coast.
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to go there?
Yeah.
So it's Seaside, Oregon. It's Friday, March 23rd through Sunday, March 25th.
Next Friday.
Correct. A week from today.
From today.
Oh my gosh, it's getting close. We've been planning this for so long.
You think you freaked out before.
Oh my gosh. Panic mode.
Yeah, planning. I mean, let's be honest. Ghosts flying around, grabbing your butt and stuff, but planning a conference, that'll really freak you out.
Oh, man. We have such a great team, though, on the planning committee. And shout outs real quick. Rocky Smith, absolutely phenomenal. Great person. Kristen Gray, I have to shout out to Kristen Gray. She is absolutely amazing. Yes, White Light Paranormal Insight. Yeah. What a fantastic team. All of them on that team. Holly, she is amazing, part of the planning committee. And then Jeff Davis, who's also my wife, Christina. She's also part of the planning committee. We've all just been working hard in planning this whole conference along with Rocky, who's, this has been his baby for 7 years, and to see it explode the way it has. So yes, March 23rd through the 25th, we have the 2 investigations Friday and Saturday night. We've got the walking tours. We've got the Paranormal Kids Zone on Saturday. We've got the Ghostbusters coming on Saturday as well. We've got speakers, presenters, teachers, vendors. We've got it. You name it, we've got it there. So, and it's in beautiful Seaside, Oregon. You can't bear to miss that. I mean, that's just a great place to be. So,
And if you don't go to the website, you're on Facebook and the Oregon Ghost Conference and.
Yes, OregonGhostConference.com. You can go to the website or to the Facebook page as well. The Oregon Ghost Conference on
All the
Facebook.
info is there.
Yes,
We were showing like tickets, time,
yes,
all that. And
And
I love its family.
NWParanormal.net, NW Paranormal Investigative Team, and Ghosts and Girls Paranormal are the sponsoring teams for the Oregon Ghost Conference this year. So we are proud sponsors to sponsor this wonderful event.
Yeah. That's
Fun
awesome.
for the whole family.
For the whole, no, that's what's great about it. It's like, who did, well, I mean,
Yeah.
you take the kids. The kids will dig it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't go, it will haunt you.
I like that.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
Oh my gosh. No. You got to do it like this, right?
Okay.
Let's see. Oregon Ghost Conference. If you don't go, it will haunt you. That's terrible. It's terrible.
Love it.
Oh, it's terrible. And I can't turn it off. See, this is a new system. This is a new system here. All so
Bunch of
we're
toys.
still, we're still, it's
It's a learning curve.
used to have buttons that we push all the time, and now we have
Right.
virtual
New gadgets.
buttons.
All
Maybe we
right.
could get a ghost intern,
There you go.
a medium that kind of flies through and does our social media and stuff. Thank you.
Right. I was a big fan of the ghost intern, except for the fact it just kept throwing things at me. That's when we got rid of it.
And breaking glass.
You know what we need next year?
Yeah, hi June. Yeah, hi Jason. Hey, yeah, we got another ghost intern. Can you come on down?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
That would be right. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking next year?
Okay.
Maybe we should hook up next year for the Oregon Ghost Conference and
Again?
do Doc and Jason's hosted Kolchak the Night Stalker
There you go.
marathon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Little Darren McGavin.
Well, I don't even know if I'm even allowed in the city of Seaside anymore.
Oh, that's a good point.
After, do you guys remember the 1994 saltwater taffy shortage?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
I thought that was Cannon B.
You still have your poster up, but you had hair.
It is.
So I didn't
It's-
recognize you. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
it's funny. People always come up and say, "Hey, man, didn't I see you on a poster in the post office?"
Yeah,
like-
that's right.
Yeah, I'm top 10 somewhere.
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
man.
you guys so much for
Yeah.
having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Have some fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll find a way to freak you out before.
Sweet dreams. Doc.
Yeah. You do.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Man.
Spirit box.
Spirit box. Let's be sending Spirit box.
All right, you guys, go see the Oregon Ghost Conference next weekend.
Right.
Next weekend,
weekend, yes.
week from today, 23rd through 25th, Seaside, Oregon,
Yep.
and take my advice.
Oh, yeah?
Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.